You better turn up. You better be there when I shake. Watch me rockin' if I can't stop. If I should fall, just go ahead. Go and catch me, baby. Ooh, I live it. That's my true love. Ooh, I love it. Crank it up, yeah. Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it.
Hello, party people! I am headed back to OPR, which I kind of talked about the other day. Personally, I love OPR because, like I said, was on-premise reserve. So I also like to call it the hot seat, because basically you are just sitting in the airport waiting for them to call you. You have no idea where you're going to go. You have no idea what position you're going to be in the plane. You know nothing. And so it's really kind of fun for me. It's kind of like you're playing roulette. You just have no idea what you're going to get. So that's why I just call it the hot seat, because I'm just like sitting there like nervous, like what are we gonna do, like where am I going, what's gonna happen. So it's kind of exciting. Some days it's exciting, some days you don't get called at all and you just go send your butt right back home. And so I love though OPR, especially in the summertime, because a lot of the senior mamas and papas, they call out in the summer because they don't want to work in the summer, they want to enjoy their summer, so they call out. Now, the really, really good part of that is that when they do call out, since they are so senior in the company, that they're giving up really, really good trips. So my second time on OPR, I was so freaking pumped. My train's gonna come right here, so it's gonna go. Hopefully, it doesn't come while I'm talking. I'll be like freak out. But my second time on OPR, it was 10 minutes. It's like a 4-hour long shift, like I said. And I was 10 minutes before my OPR shift was over, and I got a call, and they're like, we got a really good trip for you. And I was like, oh yeah? And I was thinking, oh yeah, like San Francisco or something like that. She goes, no, you're going to Munich, Germany. And I'm like, what? And I've never been international in my life, guys. I've never been international. I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what it's like. I don't know anything about international. And so they're like, yeah, she's like, you're going to Munich, Germany. And she's like, you need to be up at the gate and really soon if you can. And so I literally packed my stuff up and ran so quickly up there, and it was the best trip of my life. And all those people were so senior. I flew with the number 2 flight attendant. Her seniority number is 2. Like, there's 27,000 employees in this company, and we're 27,000 flight attendants in this company, and she was number 2. That's insane. She's been here forever, and it was one of the best trips I've ever had, which I've only gone on like 13, but it was an amazing trip. It was such a good trip, and so that's why I absolutely love OPR. So I'm about to go up to OPR, have a little gossip tea session with my friends, and then hopefully I'll get called, because it is so fun. And then also on OPR, I also got one time a Cancun trip, which was absolutely so much fun. It was amazing. And so I'm gonna go over here closer to my track, but I got a Cancun trip with the cutest couple ever, and I'll tell you about them. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. And she taught me how to make key lime pie on the airplane. The woman did, of the couple. She taught me how to make key lime pie on the airplane using 3 ingredients. And I'm gonna show you guys how to use it, so if you're ever on a flight, you can make somebody's day. And we were able to make a little girl's day on her birthday, and she absolutely loved it. So, yeah, I'm gonna go to my OPR shift, and then I'll show you guys how to make key lime pie later. Bye! Talk to you later!
I'm waiting for an answer, waiting for a sparkle to come, to ignite love. I need no second chances, I'm tired of romances without love. So where do we go when we can't find our way? I don't wanna be alone. I need you tonight and I don't wanna wait. I want you to show me the way.
Hello guys, how you doing? So today, right now, we are delayed. So this day has been so insane. I just can't even describe how crazy this day has been. So this morning I was my off days, and so I was in Rehoboth Beach, and I was so excited to go to Rehoboth mostly because I have not driven a car in so long because I live in the center city and there's absolutely nowhere to park your car. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I get to drive a car. And so I rented a car and I went to Rehoboth Beach and I was so excited. And so I drove all the way there. There was like such pretty views, it was gorgeous. Had so much fun with some new Philly friends that I've met, and we had such a good time. And then I'm driving back, and I'm driving back, and I call my roommate Carrie, and I'm like, let's go grocery shopping. I was like, I'm gonna pick you up, because I'm like, you always have to lift everywhere. So I'm like, I'm gonna pick you up, and we're gonna go. And so we get in the car, we go shopping, and then as we're leaving, we're coming back home. This giant truck, I'm telling you, this giant Nissan, I think it was those Titans, comes flying from behind us. We're at like a stoplight, flying behind us and smashes into the back of our car. And it was like, I mean, we were full like, and Carrie has so much blonde hair that all I saw was like just a full like weave, like just like, and then like come right back, and I was like, girl, all I saw was hair. And so, anyways, so that happened. So we get in a car wreck, and we're waiting for the police to come. The police come, and they're writing a police report. And Carrie gets called right after this car wreck. Gets called from crew scheduling, and is like, you have to go on a trip. And so then she has to go on her trip, and the police officer's like, wait, I have to get a report from her, but she was already gone. And so she gets called during this car accident. So she flies off to wherever she was going to go. I still don't know where she's even going. And then I have to go return my car that's all crinkled up in the back. I go take my car back, and it's like 6 o'clock at this point, and I'm on Wrap C, which means that I'm on call from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 2 o'clock the next morning. And so I'm like, I'll be fine, it'll be cool, like no worries, it'll be fine. And it's 6 o'clock and I'm returning my car, and then crew scheduling calls me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're sending me on a trip. And so they're not even sending me on a trip. She's filming me.
That was so cute.
Hi, darling. This is Kate.
Hi.
So in my world, she's not a senior mama, but in my world, she'd be considered a senior mama because she's been flying for a year and change. So I've been flying for 2 months, and then here's literally she's a baby.
I am a baby.
She's a baby. She literally.
Shiny and new.
How many days? How many days has it been?
I've been flying for 10 days.
She's flying for 10 days, and she's going to be the A on this flight. So she's going to be the lead flight attendant, bossing us all around, showing us what's up. And so we're super excited about that.
I'm going to work my juniority.
Her juniority, that's what she calls it, her juniority. And so, anyways, we went, and so then I'm returning my car, and it's at 6 o'clock, and they call me, which I've never had this happen before, and they call me and say that actually you're not going to be on Wrap anymore, you're going to be on OPR, which Wrap is, we have 3 Wraps, A, B, and C, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it's 6 o'clock in the morning, it's 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's 2 o'clock the next morning. So and that's what I was on. And so I've never had this happen before. I did not know this was a thing, that they could even do this, but it was interesting because they called me and they said, I'm not calling you for a trip, I'm calling to let you know that we're taking off Wrap C, and now we're going to put you on an OPR shift, which an OPR shift is like standby, which I call the hot seat. And that means that you sit at the airport and wait for to be called. Now if that happens, they take you off a Wrap and put you on OPR, that means that they're busy. That means you're probably going to get called, but at the time I didn't know that. And so I'm like, what? It's 6 o'clock and I'm all the way at the airport, and I still have to get my suitcase and my uniform and all my essentials for work. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I get on the train and I go down, literally pack my bag, throw a bunch of food in there, throw everything in there. I walk out of my apartment, I still have my swimsuit on, my flip-flops from my trip, because I'm like, oh my gosh, so I have to go back inside and get my uniform on. And what are you doing, kid? Like, you're insane in the membrane. And so so then I fly up to the airport, and I get here, and it's just like madness. I get here, I walk in, I check in at 7:45, 7:47, I get a call from crew scheduling, like, you're going on this trip right now. But now we're delayed. So now we're just waiting for our captain, our pilots. They're in Boston, supposedly. And so we're just kind of waiting around with our crew. Catering just came on, they just cleaned the plane. So now we're just gonna wait here and just kind of check it out and see how it all goes. But yeah, that's it. And then my crew's here, and they're so nice, so lovely. And so, yeah. So I don't know how long we're gonna be delayed here, because I'm not sure where the pilots are in flight, or if they're just left Boston, if they're almost here, if they've landed or just on the tarmac waiting to pull up to a gate. I have no clue, but this is the definition of a flight attendant life. But it's just been crazy. We just had tons of weather delays. We're just sitting here. I've never filmed in a plane before, so this is fun. But it's just OPR life, rap life. You know, it's not always fun, but it's still exciting. It's still an adventure. All right, so our flight has canceled. Woo!
And no one told us.
And nobody told us. On the plane, just talking, living life. And they're like, we finally called up there. This lady finally calls up there and she's like, so what's going on with the trip? And they're like, oh yeah, I canceled a long time ago. They had no idea we were even on the plane.
But we took bin pics.
We took some. We had a little dance party. So, you know, who says the reserve life isn't fun? We just had a blast.
It's a great time.
So, but we still have an hour left of OPR, our standby duty. And so we're gonna go back down there and sit down there and see if they call us for anything else. We're crossing our fingers they don't, and we can just go home and take a nice nap. Okay, I'll talk to you later, bye. Hello everybody, hello. I am so excited to be here. What do they want to hear about, you know? And I was just kind of I was in the airplane and I was the lead flight attendant for our company. We call it the A. So that means I work in business class or first class, and I do all the announcements, and I communicate with the captain, and you do all that stuff up there. And you make the food, which was what today's gonna be a little bit about. It's like a little flight attendant hack. And so when I was up there, for one of my flights, I only had one person in business class, and so which was crazy because I'm like, usually they're packed full. And I only had one person in business class, and we were going to Florida, and this gentleman from the main cabin walked up to use the restroom, and he said, it's my daughter's birthday, I was wondering if you guys could do something special. And he went to the bathroom, and I was like, oh my, I don't know what, this is my first trip being the lead flight attendant. I was like, I don't know what we do special. I can write her a note, but it was an early flight too, and I didn't want to wake people up by singing happy birthday over the PA, happy birthday. I was like, no, not gonna do that. And so I was like, okay, so I went back to the back, and I was flying with the cutest couple ever. Their name is Patty and Patty, and I asked them about if they need desserts, anything like that, and they said, well, why don't you make key lime pie? I was like, key lime pie? How do I make key lime pie in the air? I can't make key lime pie in the airs, and I take like a billion eggs, the whole kitchen, and you whip stuff up, whatever. And she goes, oh no, we can make it on the plane. And so I am obsessed. Our company, we have these cookies on the plane called Biscoff cookies, which before I worked for the company, I knew nothing about, and now I have a pure addiction to Biscoff cookies. And so when I went to San Francisco was my second trip and my first really fun layover. Like, I had such a good time. And it's beautiful there. San Francisco is beautiful. Everybody knows how gorgeous it is, especially in the beginning of summertime. So it was just beautiful. And so I went there, and I already had my little obsession with Biscoff cookies right away. And so I went down to the piers, which there's like a billion piers, but Pier 39 is like the big popular one, but I went down to the piers, and there was a Biscoff cookie store. I walked into that store, and I went ham. So I bought a whole thing of Biscoff cookies, and then I also bought Biscoff cookie butter, which is absolutely delicious. You can find it online. Really fitting because we were going to Florida, and key lime pie is like the hot thing in like Key West, which is like very end of Florida. And so I went up to the little girl and I was like, I heard it's your birthday. And she goes, yes, it is. And I was just like, well, in Florida, there's the very end of Florida, there's this place called Key West, and they make something called key lime pie. Have you ever had it? And she said, no, I haven't. I said, well, I'll be right back. And so I'm going to show you guys how to make key lime pie. This is one of my favorite flight attendant hacks. If you are ever in the air with our airline, which you probably will be, it's the largest airline in the world, you will always see these in the airplane, Biscoff cookies. Grab them and go home and make this little dessert. It is so fun, and I think it'd be even fun to show your kids how to make, or whoever. So this is my little birthday treat for that little girl, and now she's a key lime pie fan. Even though she hasn't tried the real thing, she thinks this is key lime pie airplane. So after you unwrap this, there is the Biscoff cookie, which says Lotus. That must be the brand that's owns it. But there's Lotus, and these are so good. They call this like, it's like the Oreo of Europe. And it says on there like Europe's favorite cookie. What does Oreo say? America's favorite dipping cookie or something. So delicious. Oreos are amazing, and so are these. And these are a problem for flight attendants on the airplane because we are always eating these because they're so darn good. And so I'm going to show you how to make this. So I always just right in half, and then I add, and you can do whatever type of cream cheese you want. I just do regular cream cheese. I don't do, this is bad, I don't do low fat, nothing. I do the fattiest cream cheese you can find. And I just take the cream cheese and I put it on, and I spread it on there. It is so good. And you go like this, you just spread it on. Oh, oh, I almost dropped it. This is my breakfast, I cannot drop this. And then you just take a lime, which, just take it and we take the lime and we squeeze it all on there. I of course wore gloves when I made this on the plane for the little girl. And then you take it, you squeeze all the lime on there. And then take the other half of the cookie, and you just, simplest, easiest thing on earth, and it is so delicious. And so then you just eat it. I dance when something's really good, and this is really good. I'll chat with you guys later. Bye!